the idea of learning to see is like primary, no matter what design element or even art in general, but learning to see. And it took me probably 2 years for it to fully sink in. But what he was trying to explain to me was like, when you look at something, understanding sort of what is making it appealing or not appealing, and also like what makes it art, what makes it just a basic object. Is a basic object art? But opening your mind to being able to really see art in everything in the real world. And that, I think, learning to see for me is also about asking questions, and it's asking those questions to myself, and saying, what do I see in this? What makes it interesting? Like, what could make it more interesting? That's really a big thing for, I think, design. Each play and each version of the play that we do is going to have its own unique set of problems. A lot of times it's like very physical. It's like, oh, I need to get a light in through this window, but the theater wall is right here. How do I get a light outside of the window, through the window, at the correct angle, to act like the sun setting, but not be, breaking fire code or on there. So that's one scenario where it's sort of like this mathematical and very problem-solving method. And then probably the harder and more challenging and more fun aspect to tackle is in like the play analysis. And some of my favorite pieces that I've worked on, I've probably had like 6 or 7 iterations of what I thought the main point was. I think it's this, or no, it has to be this now. And then you get further and further down the line, and eventually you just kind of, it all feels like it is floating around you, and you can kind of pull from all those places, which is nice. And so I like doing these experimental pieces where I can really do multiple elements, where I can maybe have just a touch of performance in there, or at least like influencing what the performance is. And then I can also do video and lighting, and maybe I'm helping put together the set, where the line is really blurred between what each artist is doing. Those are my favorite projects. I know it sounds like a bit counter to how we're taught, but I like having my hands in every piece, and I like other people giving me input into what I'm doing. I try to be extremely open to that and say, oh, okay, maybe it is, exactly as you say. Let me try, and I put it to that and see what happens. You never know what's going to happen in those situations. I have a lot of fun and discover new things every time I come back to Westchester and do the dance pieces, because it is, dance was where I started. Started out doing dance at Westchester for lighting, that is, mostly. And I had an amazing designer who really like broke my mind open as far as what design could be. And so when I come back to do that, it feels like home, and it also feels, it's sort of scary because I feel like a kid again. As soon as I get back there, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do, but the reality is it's been over 10 years, and I should know what to do at this point, so I just do it.